This is mainly for like cosplay probably, but we have test fired an airsoft gun on it. It didn't hold up great because it was printed in like 18% infill or something like that. It did stop them, but they did penetrate pretty a good amount. But it was printed like 9 or 10 pieces. Um, it's pretty sturdy. He just hot glued it together, so it probably could be a little sturdier, but it's pretty good for what it is. There are a lot of other plans like this for other helmets, like cosplay stuff. All of the plans so far are from Thingiverse, so they're obviously free, with one exception. The Glock lower I bought off of Colts. But anyway, these all are meg pouches because I just was in a search to try and find a way to print one. So far, I haven't had much luck with them. They all have given me different issues. This is a Glock mag holder. I got it off Thingiverse. It worked pretty good, but the way it's held in there is by just a little nub. So once that nub wears off enough, it just kind of slides out pretty easily. Um, there are a few ways I think I can fix this by like putting a little rubber or something strip on the top so it kind of holds it in there, grips it more. Other than that, it seems to be a pretty good print. I didn't print the back clip. This is a taco pouch that this worked pretty good. The way that it attaches to the mole attachment thing, it, it's through some bolts, and the bolts aren't as flush, so it scratches the magazines, and I don't exactly like that, so I don't really use it. It also is a little further away from the vest, so when you run, it kind of flops around. This obviously is a M4 mag pouch. It started out pretty good until the way that it attaches to the vest doesn't exactly work. It's also pretty stiff to get out, but it holds it in there really good, and the magazines fit really good. This is pretty self-explanatory, just a wall holder for magazines. This is a plate carrier hanger, vest hanger, whatever. I printed it in probably like 30 or 45% infill. Printed in 3 pieces. The lower thing is just a design I've been messing with as a gun retention system. I haven't done much more work with it, and it's a pretty uh, basic design that isn't. I don't know how well it'll work after much use. This is a Glock compensator. It's just for looks. It's just for looks. Nothing performance or anything about it. I've had some troubles with it going on certain guns. Some it's really tight with and doesn't slide all the way on, as you can see. This is a Glock charging handle and slide. The charging handles has the rail on top. I haven't been able to test it because it's a little tight on the slides I have. This slide just doesn't work. This is a flared magwell. Seems to work pretty good. This is a fluted suppressor. Uh, I had to shorten it, so it isn't threaded. It wasn't threaded originally, um, but it works pretty good if you just kind of slip it on. This is an airsoft drum. It has different attachments to where it can fit an M4, AK, G36, HPA, Glock, um, Cyma APG-18. I don't know if there's any more, but that's all that there was last I knew. It printed with plenty of different parts. Overall, it probably took about a week-ish of printing, but you do have to cut down a high cap mag and use some of the gears and such from inside that to work this one. Overall, plans were good. Seems pretty sturdy. This is a front grip for a Glock. It, yeah, it holds a magazine, makes it look kind of cool. It does have a magazine latch, so it clicks the magazine in. That's pretty handy. This is a carbine kit. It fits specifically Glock style pistols. It's based off the SR Union one. This guy made it and put it on Thingiverse, so I figured I'd try it out. It was actually designed for a Glock 19, but it works for either. The only part that isn't compatible is a little part that's at the bottom that connects the pistol's grip to the front mag uh, carrying thing. The extra mag carrier on the front is a friction fit one, so it wears out. So I wouldn't recommend really using it. That's why you see that I have the cap instead. It just makes it look a little better when you don't have one in there. But the front piece is like sharp, surprisingly. It's surprisingly sturdy for only 35% infill. These are both AK parts. The grip was originally made for like standard, probably higher end AKs where the grip goes all the way to the lower. So I had to cut this one down to fit a Sima. Um, the handguard is based off the Magpul Zukov, and it's pretty good. I think I put it in like 30 or 40% infill. Holds up pretty good. The upper, I had to trim up so it fit a Sima. I haven't been able to try these on anything besides a Sima, but they seem to work pretty good for that. This is a completely 3D printed shell. Um, it's pretty good. It's based on the MCX. Obviously, it doesn't share all the same characteristics. The stock has changed, and the suppressor is a little different because the barrel is too. But it fits just normal V2 gearbox. It's pretty good quality. When I did this, I tried to print as much as I could for the gun. So like the selector switch, the motor grip, which I don't have a video of, the PEC unit, all that stuff. Um, Most of it held up pretty good. I think I printed this about 35 or 40% infill, and it felt pretty sturdy. I wasn't really worried about it ever breaking. This is a TM spec Glock lower and technically trigger. The trigger is just a flat trigger I found in Thingiverse. I had to do quite a bit of modification to be able to get it to fit uh, all three pistols I've put them in on. The upper hole where the pin goes through generally needs expanded. It's too far back, or else it won't reset the trigger. But the lower is solid, pretty good plans. Everything went in good.